Again, hello everyone. We are going to study tuple and how to create a tuple. And after that, we will study what are the methods available in the tuple. Then we will see what are the application of the tuple. In the last, we will see tuple comprehension also. Okay. So let's start the tuple. So first of all, till now, what are the data structure we have covered? We have covered string and list. So in the tuple is also one data structure. It is also one collection type of data structure in which we can collect any type of data. Just like a list, we can store any type of data. So what is difference between list and tuple? Because in the list also we can store any type of data. Any type of data means integer, float, list, tuple, set, dictionary, then float, complex. Each type of data we can store into list. Same thing we can store any type of data into tuple also. But what is difference between these two? So main difference is list we can modify it, but tuple we can't modify it. So list is mutable and tuple is immutable. So let's explore the first. What are the features tuple have? So you can see, as usual, just like a list, same thing, just like a tuple. What are the features list have? Same features tuple have. Only one difference is there, that is tuple is immutable and list is mutable. So you can see, tuple is also ordered, it is indexed, it can have a duplicate item, and it is in heterogeneous in nature. Then you can apply loop on the tuple, and it supports slicing. I hope it is clear to everyone. So I have already taken same example for yesterday. Let me write another one. Let me clear first. Okay. So A is equal to just like, so how to create a tuple? Just you have to write any type of data into the parenthesis. How to create a list? You have to write the data into square bracket. But here you have to write the data into, you can say, parenthesis or small bracket. Okay. So let me write 1 comma 2.2.5 comma 2.4 comma, suppose ram comma 4 plus 6j complex. Okay, I have created tuple. You can see this is a tuple. How I can how I can tell you it's a tuple or not? I can use type method. With the help of type method, we can check which type of data structure it is. So sorry, spelling mistake. Type spelling is type. Now it's, you can see I have written type of A is a tuple. I hope it is clear to everyone. So now if you are able to create the tuple, means you can store any type of data into the tuple. Only one important thing is you have to write into parenthesis. Okay, fine. So it can have duplicate items also. It can do, means whatever list have a property, same property it have. Only important thing is it is not modifiable. So let's see how it is not modifiable. Just like if I want to fetch the data of this particular tuple, what I'm going to do, I want to fetch second element. Second element is 2.4. To fetch the second element, how I can write it? Second element means first index. So zeroth index, first index, second index, third index. So second item is first index. Okay, so let me write it down. You can see 2.4 is there. But suppose if I want to modify it, how to modify any particular item into the tuple? How to modify it? Just assign the value which one you want to replace it with. Which value you want to replace it, just assign that particular value. Just like I want to replace with 6. What I want, in the place of 2.4, I want to replace with 6. So I have written a square bracket 1 means second item is equal to 6. Then it will give me error. Why it is giving me error? What I have told earlier, it is immutable. You can't modify the element of tuple. Once tuple have been created, you can't modify it. That is the beauty of tuple. Why it is beauty? So it's all about use case. Just like in some scenario I don't want to modify my data, just like if I want to store any constant value in mathematics, and obviously just like pi value, sin 90, or any value which is constant. So if I want to store such type of value, at that time I don't want to modify it. No one should modify my data. So in such scenario, just like password also, I have written my password, login credential somewhere, and I want ki no one can modify it. So at that time I have to store into tuple so that no one can modify it. So you can see it is proved you can't modify tuple. Okay, I hope it is clear. So is equal to 6. It's this error. Let me write here. Tuple is immutable. Okay, hence it is proved. And one more important thing is here, just like in the tuple, whenever you are writing, let me write it here only and show you. If I'm writing a is equal to parenthesis and 1, and if I'm running it, you can see, if I'm running it and I'm checking, hey, what type of data is a? If I'm checking it, you can see it will give me int. What I have written, I have written 1 into the parenthesis, but it should give tuple, but why it is giving me int? Yes, that is the rules in the tuple. Whenever you are going to define any tuple, at least one item should be there, and in one item you should use comma also. Parenthesis should be there and one comma should be there. Means second item should be denoted, not written, it's fine, but it should be denoted. Just like if I'm writing here one comma, if I have not written second item also, it will give me it's a tuple. Now you can see it's giving it's a tuple. So at least one item should be there and comma should be there. To prove it, it's a tuple. Okay, same thing I have written here. You can see one comma like that. Sorry. Okay, so if it is clear, so let's move for, yes, these things we have already seen. But yes, one important thing, list tuple is not tuple can't be modified, but in the tuple, if you have a such type of data structure which is mutable, just like list. What I'm saying, in the tuple, if you have a list, tuple is list is mutable, tuple is immutable. But in the list, if you in the tuple you have a list, so at that time you can modify the list, but you can't modify the tuple. So let me the example, it's like that. Suppose in one home, suppose one person is there. Suppose home is tuple, means you can't modify your home. But in the home, suppose one person is there, their habit is, you can say, you can modify, he's flexible in nature, so he can modify there. So I can't modify whole tuple, but if I'm going to the element of that particular house, so I can modify that particular element, but I can't modify totally tuple house. So let me give the examples. So just like I have taken b is equal to tuple is equal to parenthesis 1 comma 2 3 comma, now I'm using list here. 4 comma 6 4 comma 6 comma 9, like that. This is my tuple, and in this tuple what I want to do, wait, in this tuple what I want to do, I want to modify list, not tuple. If I want to modify list, I can do, but if I want to modify tuple, it will create a problem. Just like, see, I am going to modify second element means first index. B1 is equal to, suppose, 5. What is in the place of first index? 3 is there. On the first index 3 is there, so I want to modify 3. But and with which element I want to modify? 5. It will give me error. As we know, tuple is immutable. But if I want to modify that particular item into the tuple, that is which is immutable, so at that time it is possible. Just like in the this tuple, I have one list. What is the list? 469. So if I want to modify that particular list, it is possible. Just like what is the index of that particular list? It is 2. List is on which particular index? Which is on second index. So if I want to modify in this second element, replace it with 2, means what I want to do, in the place of list I want to replace it with 2. So you can see it is giving me error. Why it is giving me error? Again I am trying to modify my tuple, but once I have entered into the list, then it is possible to modify. Let me show you. I have entered into the I have gone to the second index, then I'm using again square bracket. In the square bracket I'm going to change my first index. First index means, first of all, what I have written, second element of my tuple, second index of my tuple. What is second index of my tuple list is there, 469. Again I'm going to deeper of the that particular list. Hey, in the list I want to modify first index. Which index? First index. What is the first index? 6, 0, 1, 2, 6. With which element I want to modify? 2. Now it is possible. You can see what is going on here. I am not modifying tuple. I am modifying list which is in the tuple. If I'm calling my tuple, you can see it is modified. You can see here on the second position it was 6, now it is 2. I hope you are able to understand. Yes, anyone who have a doubt in this, please write it into the comment box. Okay, I think it's clear. Means what I want to do, I want to modify list which is in the tuple, not the other items. If it is clear, so let's move the, what are the operation in the tuple. What are the operation if I want to add any particular if I want to combine two tuples, so at that time I can combine it. If I want to increase the repetitions in my tuple, I can do it. Let's do the experimentation rather than doing it. So one tuple I have a 1 3 4 5, another tuple is 3 4 7, and I want to add it, means I want to concatenate it. So a plus b, if I'm writing a plus b, a plus b, then you can see what will be the answer. Another tuple will be created, that is 1 3 4 5 3 4 7. You can see. Okay, and if you want to do just like, hey, what I want to do, I want to repeat my for a tuple element. I have a 1 3 4 5 in the a variable, and I want to repeat it 2 times. So a star 2, you can see result 1 3 4 5 1 3 4 5. Okay, and if I want to check members, okay, hey, this particular item in my tuple or not, I can do it. So 3 in A is not. Yes. 1, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 3 is there. But if I'm checking here, 10 is in my tuple or not? It is there. 10 in B. Where is B? Wait. 10 not in B. Not in B means it is not in that particular tuple. Yes, it is not there. That's why it is giving me true. I hope it is clear. So same thing as we have studied indexing for the string list, same thing is applicable for tuple also. Indexing and slicing. If I want to fetch any particular item, I can fetch it. If I want to fetch multiple item, I can use slicing. Just like start index colon end index plus 1 colon. If you want to skip something, you can use step also. For example, in this particular tuple, what I want to do, I want to fetch, suppose, third index item. Third index item is 0 1 2 3 true. I want to find out true. I can find out. If I want to find out Raj, I can use a square bracket 2. Okay. Suppose what I want to do, I want to fetch item from 3.5 to up to suppose 3. What I have to do here, so 3.5 to 3 means 0 1, from 1 index to 2 3 4, first index to fourth index. Then what will be what will be code for that? First index 1 colon, third up to third index I want, yes, third index. But what is the syntax? End index plus 1. So 3 plus 1 4, you can see 3.5 Raj and true. Hey, you want 3 also? So 1 2 3, it is on fourth index, so fourth index plus 1 5. Okay, I think it's clear to everyone. Okay, if it is fine, so let's try to understand another indexing and slicing. You know, positive indexing and negative indexing, and with the help of negative step we can reverse also our tuple. Just like if I want to reverse the item of my tuple, so I can use colon colon minus 1. Okay, so these are the operations we can perform on the tuple. So it's but we are not modifying our tuple, we are just fetching the element and we are just adding, extending our tuple. We are not doing modification. If we are doing modification, it will give me error. So obviously if on modification, or you can say it is not possible to modify my tuple, so obviously there will be no method. Means obviously there will be no method. Why there will be no method? If something, if any data set is not modifiable, then which particular method you are able to apply? No. Means you can't add something, you can't remove something, so you can't do it. So you only, what are the possible things you can do with the help of tuple? Only you can find out, hey, this particular item is locating on which particular location, and you can see hey, this particular item is coming how many times. So these are the operations you can do. So only two methods are in the tuple, that is index and count method. So let's see the index and count method. Just like this is my tuple. In this tuple, what I want to do, I want to fetch, I want to find out ki, hey, on which particular location 8 is there, on which particular location it is there, 0 1 2 3 4 5. It is on fifth index, it is on fifth index. So let me, so sorry, it is on fifth index. So if I'm writing a dot index 8, it will give me 5. Obviously what I want to, I want ki, hey, give me this particular item is located on which particular index. So it will give me, index method will give me that one. So if you are passing that particular item which is not in your tuple, at that time it will give you error. Just like for example, here what I'm passing, I'm passing 1. There is no item 1 in my tuple. You can see there is no item in my tuple. So at that time what it should give, it should give error ki, hey, because there is no this item. So you can see here x not in tuple, this particular item is not in tuple. Okay, I hope it is clear. So if I'm calling 7, what will be output? It will give me first occurrence of that particular item. What is on location? 0 1 2. So I think index is clear. So let me see, let me tell you ki what is, how count method works. So count method will give you count of that particular item, means how many times that particular item is coming. Just like 7 is coming 3 times, so if I'm calling a dot count 7, so it will give me 3. You can see. So that's it. Means only index method and count method is there in the tuple, and apart from it, these are the functions which is for tuple, this is for all the data structure, not only tuple. These are the methods, these are the functions which we have studied for tuple also, list also, string also. We will study for dictionary and set also. So these functions are applicable for all data structure. Just like len function. Len function, what is the use of len function? It will be give you count of that count of item in that particular data structure. What max function will give you? It will give you what is the biggest number, biggest, or you can say largest number in your data structure. Just like 66 is maximum number. And min function will give you what is the minimum value or smallest number in your data structure. Like that, what is the summation, what is the addition of your data structure? It will give you sum function. And any function will give you कि, hey, in your data structure, in your tuple, is there any item which is not truth, means all of the items are zero, or any item which is truth? Truth means except zero, if any item is there, that one you can say it is truth. Okay, positive number. If there will be any number, it will give you true, otherwise it will give you zero. Okay, just like here, all of them are zero, so that's why it is giving you false. And like that, opposite of any method, all is there. If all items are positive, non-zero, at that time it will give you true, otherwise if any item will be zero, at that time it will give you false. Like that, it is giving true, it is giving false. And yes, last function, if you want to convert any list into tuple, what you have to do it? So to convert a list into tuple, just simply write the tuple method in front of this is list. And if you want to create convert into tuple, just convert tuple a, it will convert. Sorry, it's not tuple, it's a tuple. You can see it have been converted into tuple. So if you want to create any tuple, if you want to create any tuple with the help of list, just pass it into it. Okay, so I hope it is clear. So that's it about tuple. Because in the tuple only two methods are there, so tuple is, you can say, it doesn't have that much methods, so it's not that much popular as list, string and dictionary have. Okay, so thank you so much for joining. That's it about tuple. And most important thing is tuple is used in wherever we don't want to modify our data once it have been created. Thank you so much.